but I guess time will tell. But in the meantime, we can see what's being done at home and in Europe, in the US. A new supercomputer in Colorado is helping scientists determine whether injecting human-made sun-blocking aerosols into the stratosphere would alter thunderstorms and rainfall. We've covered this before, or at least something very similar, but from a military perspective, and how geoengineering can be weaponized.
Yeah.
But guys, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's cool. Sure we are. Sure we are not going down that road in Colorado.
Okay.
If you are wondering, this is funded by a federal government agency. The National Science Foundation and the Biden administration did come out and say that they have measured support for solar engineering. So this is a sanctioned thing from our US government. The UK has called for more research into the risks, but hasn't called for a ban, while critics of geoengineering say that reflecting sunlight away from Earth could lead to unknown disruptive weather patterns, and that solar engineering could result in a global dependency because temperatures could abruptly rise if the process is stopped. And that is terrifying leverage to have over someone now, isn't it? That you could get to the point where you are managing the weather so that climate change is no longer impacting people, but the second you stop geoengineering, things will deteriorate immediately.
Yeah, it's very dystopian. You're right. I mean, I guess it's only dystopian if all civilizations crumble and the world is owned by a maniacal Dr. Evil style dictator who has his thumb on the laser shield that protects the Earth, whether it's on or off. Then I guess yes. But I mean, the thing is, without it being targeted, that's the question I would have. Without it being targeted, that would be.
Well, it's aerosol. It's aerosol in the clouds. So I assume that it is targeted. It's not you spray a little over Colorado and China's and China or all of Asia and Europe and North and South America and everywhere is protected. I assume it's siloed in a sense. It's contained in a sense.
No, I wouldn't, because of the fact that certain weather patterns in China, for instance, can affect the West Coast. I mean, I would assume that
but you would have models. Yes, isolation. They are working on the models to do that, but still, it's not that it doesn't have to be that you spray and then that's gonna scatter across the globe and have global impacts. Like they're modeling it, and they'll understand when they do something how it'll impact, and I'm sure they're going to judge, just like they track hurricanes, where everything's going and what's going to happen a couple moves from now. I have no doubt, and that's part of the weaponization that we talked about last time, that they could target their efforts and tweak things in a way. I don't know to what degree, if it could be like at a township level, I seriously doubt it, but over a certain region of a certain size, I'm sure that they could target something.
I just think that if you're going to do it to the level where it would affect an entire region, it would have some global impact. That's all I'm literally, this is my hypothesis.
Well, like a food chain, value chain type thing, where
basically a butterfly effect. I mean, I just can't imagine how you could lower temperatures over the southern United States and not have that actually lower temperatures in some other part of the world, or it's going to lower overall temperature because it's one planet. So I
don't know, because it's weather at that point. To
what degree?
But it's weather. It's not long-term climate. If you have a stable climate, if you've stabilized the climate, and now all of a sudden you're, having the aerosols over the Northeast.
Yeah.
Will all of a sudden they get a nor'easter, or maybe 3 that year? That's not going to affect anything else. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, could you do things like that?
Yeah, I just don't know enough in this segment to even begin to debate it. So let's just take it as is. It's just
I can't imagine an extreme weather event short of a supervolcano erupting in any one place in the planet disrupting the entire planet, and especially in terms of temperature. That seems like a big ask.